Hello friends, welcome back once again in the video lecture series of operating system. Its subject code is 1618305. Today I am going to teach you unit number 2. Its name is processes, and in this I am going to take you the topic process concept, right? This is my name and my designation. So let's start with the course of content first. So in the course of content or list of content, first of all I will teach you about what is a process, then components and description. Next I will teach you about program, what do you mean by program. Next, what do you mean by process control block. After that I will touch a small topic but very important, that is process state model. There are three types of process state model: 5-state model, 5-state process model, 6-state and 7-state. Next one is here how actually the process executes, that I am going to cover up in this video. Next I will summarize the above topic by giving you a slide of summary, and I will also give you some good references for book, URL and YouTube. So let's start with the first topic. What is a process? So in computing, process is an instance of computer program that is being executed by one or many threads. What are threads? We will discuss this later on. But what is the process? Process is nothing but it's a copy of a program which is an active entity. It contains program code and its activity, right? Fine. Depending upon the operating system, a process may be made up of multiple threads of execution and execute the instruction concurrently. So according to the nature of the operating system, some of the operating system are obeying the principle of multitasking and multiprocessing. So in this scenario, the process can execute concurrently, depends upon the availability of threads. A program is passive entity which is stored in the hard disk, and it is a collection of instruction, but a process is the actual execution entity and it is known as active entity. However, a process is a just copy of a program. Several processes may associate with the same program, right? That means we may have several number of copies of a single program if program is very large. For example, opening up several instances of the same program often results in more than one process being executed. Suppose same program, if you have opened so many times, then those separate programs will be treated as a process. Okay, what is a process? It is a basically program in execution, right? Program is generally reside in the hard disk, but a process, whenever it has to be executed, the copy of a program is stored in the main memory, which is known as a process. Normally, if none of the CPU scheduling is used, then the process must be progressed in the sequential fashion. Means whenever the process are stored in the main memory, they will be picked up by the CPU in the sequential fashion. A process is defined as an entity which represents the basic unit of work which is to be implemented by the system. Basically, what is a process? Process is defined as it is the basic unit of work which is to be implemented by the system. So next, we write our computer program in a text file, and when this is executed, it becomes a process which performs all the tasks which is mentioned in the program. The same thing, that is, process is a copy of a program which is stored in the main memory. Okay, when a program is loaded in the main memory, it becomes process, that I have already told you, and it can be divided into 4 functions, that is a stack, heap, text and data. Okay, so the following image, which is going to be displayed in this next slide, will give you the brief discussion about these four entities. So what is a stack? Stack contains temporary data such as some methods, it may be some functions, parameters, or whatever the values or addresses that you are returning through the local variable, right? Okay, what is a heap? Heap is a dynamic allocated memory to process during the running time, right? Means the process is to be given the memory dynamically. It is not statically. That is known as your heap. What is the text? Text includes the current activity which is represented by the value of the program counter. What is a program counter? Program counter is a special type of register which stores the address of the next instruction to be executed. And moreover, text also contains the content of the processes register. Okay, what is data? Data is nothing but this section is containing global or static variable that we are using in the program. So this is the basic structure of the description of a process, that it is including your stack, heap, data and text. Fine. So what is a program? Program can be a single line or millions of lines, right? It is also known as piece of code, which is written in single line or in the millions of lines. So here I have taken one example, that is hash include stdio.h. It is written in your C programming, in which this program will be taken as processor for execution. So here I have taken hash include stdio.h int main printf hello world return 0, right? Okay, so this is a program which may be converted into various processes. It's not like that a program is only become in a single process. A computer program is a collection of instructions. These are the collection of instructions, right, which performs the specific task when they are executed by the computer. Okay, when we compare a program with process, we can conclude that a process is a dynamic instance of computer program. Yes, it's right. Why it is known as dynamic instance of a program? Because a program is static and it is passive entity, while process is an active entity, and the computer program can be subdivided, or it is a collection of various processes, and according to the need the process will be swap in and swap out from the memory. That is known as, it is known as a dynamic instance. The part of program performs well defined task which is known as algorithm. What is an algorithm? That whatever we have to perform the task, we should have the exact planning, well defined planning. That is known as your algorithm. The collection of computer programs such as library and other related data refers to a software, right? Okay, so if we are collecting these programs are known as your computer software. Okay, now let's talk about process control block. It is very important. Every process is having its own process control block, through which the status of the process is being defined. So how a CPU takes the process for execution? It normally takes through its process ID. So process ID here is your parent ID. Second important ingredient or factor of the process control block is CPU register, which basically holds the data which is to be executed. Next is your program counter, which holds the address of the next instruction which is to be executed. CPU scheduling information, very important thing. Why it is important? Because CPU scheduling on the basis of the status of the PCB, that is program process control block, will take the process for execution according to its priority, right? Okay, memory management information. So memory management information means what? Until the process is not terminated, its status, that means its process control block is being stored in the main memory along with the process. It is in the form of your page tables and segment tables. Accounting information. Accounting information takes care of how much CPU scheduling time has been, how much burst time has been executed, and how much burst time has been left for a process to be executed and terminated. So that all the things is encountered by the accounting information, right? Okay. Next one is your IO status information. What do you mean by IO status information? That means the process which is executed by CPU, whether it needs some IO devices or not. So if it needs IO devices, so it must be given to the device queue, right? So all this information is given, is being stored to the IO status information. Okay, so this is the good diagram of process control block, to which I have already discussed all these points in the earlier slide. That is process ID. That means what is the ID of the process, right? And the CPU takes the process according to its unique ID number, right? Next one is your state. What is the state of the process control block? What is state? I will just let you know in this video after a while, right? Then what is the pointer, where it points to? What is the priority? Means the process with the having higher priority will be executed first. If it's not, then the program counter will be easily take the next instruction to be executed through the memory. Otherwise, what is the CPU? CPU registers are the registers which are stored, mainly stored the data which has to be executed, right? Okay, what is IO information? IO information takes the care of again the same thing, which to which process has to be executed which resources. And accounting information means what? What is the burst time, how much time has been consumed, and how much time is left. That is all being kept by this accounting information. Now next one is your process state model. As if I have already told you that I will teach you status state. So for a process to be executed, it has to be follow within these 5 states. I will just give quite brief introduction here, because I will teach process state model in depth in my subsequent lecture. To this, I will just tell you there are 3 types of process state model: 5 state model, 5 state process model, 6 state process model, and 7 state process model. In which the first thing is your new. This is new. That the earlier the new should come in the means all the process which is to be executed, it will come in the first of all new state. After submission in the new state, they will be arranged in a particular way, and the arrangement will be done on ready queue, and after ready queue the exact execution will start from here, that is from running, right? After completion of running time, then the process gets completed, it will be goes to the termination, right? This will be terminated, and after termination, right, the process will release the memory. If it needs some IO operation is to be done, so it must goes to the block state, where it completes all its IO task, and from there it goes to the ready queue. And in this fashion, it is going in the lastly it is going in the terminated state. So let's take how the process executes. So let us talk about multitasking. Why multitasking? Because multitasking nowadays days is providing a very good platform for operating system to execute several processes at a time, right? In this, multiple processor shares the processor that is known as CPU. But you should remember one thing, that multiple processor is sharing the process, but all these processes are not associated with the CPU at the single time. different processes are engaged with the CPU at different time. Okay, so each processor, which is also known as core, execute a single time task at a time, right? Okay, in multitasking, it allows the process to switch over one task to another task without having wait for a task to finish. This is known as preemption. Suppose a process a processor is executing a process and voluntarily release that process without finishing that process completely is known as preemption. Okay, so depending upon the implementation of this operating system, switches could be performed when the task initiates and wait for the completion of input and output. See, why these context switching, or why this switching of the CPU from switching of the CPU from one process to another process executes, because the process also has to complete its IO operations. Okay, so when a task voluntarily yields the CPU, it is known as hardware interrupt, right? What is hardware interrupt? When a task is voluntarily releasing the CPU without completion, that is known as your hardware interrupt, which is very important. When the operating system should decide a process that has been expired, right, its fair share of CPU time. That means it is the responsibility of scheduler. There are three types of scheduler. We will see all these types in a later session. It will decide that a process has expired its fair share of CPU time or not, right? So we can have the example like Linux kernel. Okay, some more points about simple process execution. Multitasking is provided by CPU. Actually, multitasking is the environment which is given by the operating system to the CPU. Then only CPU executes in the presence of operating system. Time sharing system is the logical extension of multitasking or multi-programming system, which is having a quantum time decided to the CPU to give it to the process equally. Independent kernel task, although the latter feature of feasible only in the primitive kernel such as Linux. Sometimes what happened that kernel is taking a quite good responsibility for this preemption work. Preemption is very important in context with multi-programming session. Preemption has important side effect for interactive process that is given by high priority with respect to CPU bound process. See, one more important fact about preemption is that it will always give the high priority to the to those processor which is having the higher priority. In this context, it may so happen that some of the process which is having the lowest priority may goes to starvation. Users are immediately assigned the computer resources at simple pressing key or moving the mouse. Means how the resources are allocated to the processor. It may be with the help of pressing the key or with the help of mouse. Application, several applications such as video, music reproductions are given some kind of real-time priority, which is also known as preempting the lower priority process. Means what? Some applications which is related with multimedia, graphics or music, they will be depending upon high time priority. And in this scenario, it may so happen that the lowest priority suffers with the for the execution. Okay. Let's take some more things. That is, in time sharing system, context switching is performed rapidly, right? Next one is here. What is the context switching? Context switching is nothing but the jumping of CPU from one process to another process is known as context switching. Multiple processes are being executed simultaneously on the same process. Means what? That multiple processes which are allocated in the main memory in the ready queue, they will be entertained by the CPU in the multitasking fashion. The simultaneous execution of multiprocessors is also known as concurrency. What is concurrency? When multiple processes are executing concurrently, means simultaneously, is known as concurrency. When some of the process is executing with CPU, other process may be going for IO for their performing their task for IO operations. So this is known. कम कीजिए. So what is the process? Process is not as same as a program. Process is an active entity and program is an passive entity, right? Okay. The same thing I have written here. That is, process is an entity, active entity, and program is a passive entity. Process generally resides in main memory. That is why it is known as active entity, and program is residing in hard disk. That is why it's known as passive entity. The different attributes which is held by the process includes several things such as hardware state, main memory, and CPU, etc. Right? So computer hardware also signifies the different attributes of a process. Okay, so let's come to the summary part. Whatever we have studied till now, a computer program is a passive collection of instruction. Okay, next one is your the process's actual execution in those instruction. Several processes may be associated with the same program. For example, opening a several instances of the same program often results in more than one process to be being executed, right? These are all the points we have already excelled in our previous lecture. A process is basically a program in execution. The execution of a process must progress in a sequential fashion. A process is defined as an entity which represents the basic unit. What is the process? Process is nothing but it is a basic, it is an entity which represents basic unit of work. That is what work we have to execute. When we compare a program with a process, we can conclude that a process is dynamic instance of program. See, what is a program? Program generally resides in hard disk, but process is dynamic in nature, right? A part of computer program which performs well-defined task is known as algorithm. So for execution of a process, it should be well planned, and that is the planning is being done by the algorithm. So the collection of different program or computer program are library and its related data, which is also known as software. What is a software? Collection of computer program is also known as software. Okay, next talk about that PCB. In PCB, process ID is nothing but your parent ID. CPU register, this is also a factor of your PCB, that is, it holds the data which is to be executed. Program counter is the which holds the address of the next instruction to be executed. Multitasking is the method nowadays we are using in execution of the process, in which multiple processes are sharing the same CPU, but all these activity will not be taken place at a time in one time. Okay, multitasking also allows the processor to jump from one process to another process, which is also known as preemption, because Without completion of a process, CPU remains the process voluntary and engage the second process. So that is known as the preemption. So these are good reference books, URL and YouTube videos which is in front of you. You can visit all these sites and you can get a very good stuff. So thank you for watching lecture number 6, process concept once again. Have a nice day.